Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the EFRA podcast series. I'm Urania Dinu from Reino, the partner responsible for EFRA's outreach and impact. EFRA is an EU-funded research project that aims to transform food safety by shifting from reaction to prevention. By using cutting-edge data analytics and AI, EFRA gathers and processes various data to predict potential risks before they happen, enabling faster and smarter responses across the European food supply chain. In today's episode, we are honored to welcome Alessio Bosca from JAKALA, ex-MAIS, and we will have a very insightful discussion about the key output of the project, which is the EFRA Platform. So, hi Alessio, and thank you for joining us.
Hi Urania, thanks for inviting me.
Let's start by telling us a bit more about JAKALA, your organization, and your role in the EFRA project.
Sure. JAKALA is a Milan-based company in Italy, and we are specialized in AI, data, and marketing. And we have been working with more than 600-700 companies, mainly all around Europe, but from more than 20-30 countries. And in our project, we bring our expertise in AI, data, and engagement. And that's the same contribution we brought into the project, trying to transform signals from the analysis of data using AI into actionable insights. And more specifically, we have been tasked with the configuration of the IT infrastructure of the project and to the realization of two core components of the EFRA platform, which are the data hub and the analytic powerhouse. I know that you are going to discuss this with other colleagues of mine, so I will not delve into boring details and skip that part for now.
Yeah, that's true. We have other episodes dedicated to this module. So let's talk about the EFRA platform overall. What is the main purpose of EFRA platform, and how does it support the overall goals of the project?
As you said in your nice introduction, imagine a future when all the entities, companies or regulators cannot just react to something that happened and react as quick as they can, but it's still a reaction after something happened, into a future where you can act before the damage happened in order to eliminate it, or when it's not possible to mitigate it, spotting problems in the food chain supply or similar kind of problems, and evolve in a future where this can be that there can be actionable insights that can prevent the economic or health issues that arise from this kind of problems.
Okay, we have a very strong vision here. You described the platform as an ecosystem, and we already mentioned two of the modules. I would like to dive into the structure, so could you briefly describe what each module does and how they interact with each other?
Sure. As you said, there are three main components in the EFRA platform. One is the data hub. You can think as the memory of the project. It's the component responsible for storing and managing all the data that has been collected from different sources. Can be reports from public authorities, can be custom data uploaded by a client, can be data scraped from the web, from social media to scientific publications, and providing an uniform access to this information. Then we have the analytic powerhouse, which in some way it's another part of the brain, the part that reasons, and it's tasked to execute, run AI models on this data in order to extract information or to predict some risk. And on top of these two, let's say, more low-level components, we have the marketplace, which will be the front-facing application that the final users, companies, researchers, administrators can access the data and the analytic tools of the platform and obtain insights that are specific to their own brand, product, or domain.
So we see that this modular architecture gives a lot of flexibility and scalability in the platform. Apart from these three modules that we described right now, is it possible to integrate external components in the EFRA platform?
Yes, sure. The platform was designed and has been implemented as a microservice architecture, which is a big fancy word to see. We don't have a big monolithical module or application, but we have small elements. Each one is tasked for a specific purpose. In this way, it's easier to experiment with different implementation of the same service and also to update it. This is a field where technology go very fast and with leaps and bounds. So to be linked to a fixed solution would not be very smart. And this is true both for the architecture and also for the analytic parts. Different modules that the brain, the powerhouse, is able to run on the EFRA data themselves can access whichever service or technology you want, so they are not bound to any specific technological solution. This will allow the infrastructure and the platform to evolve. It's not something written in the stone. When the project finishes, it's done. It's something that can be and have to be updated and enriched over the time.
Yeah, that's true. And also have to say at this point that you really make these complex technologies very easy to understand for people with no technical background, I have to say. So enough with the structure, let's go to the impact. How does the EFRA platform help in improving food risk assessment and traceability across the value chain?
Sure. First, in the data hub, we gather data coming from different sources, public authority reports from food safety authority like EFSA, data that comes from other institutions that maybe perform some kind of analysis on the food, regulatory data coming from scientific publication. So very sparse and different data that can be also in different languages. and we gather all this data and give it a common format, let's say. We interconnect this data, and then we have the analytic part that is composed by different AI modules, each one with a task. One can be predict the outbreaks of particular illness or disease. Another can be a disruption in the flow of a certain product because for some problem or reason there is more scarce than it was in the past year. And this way the different actors that are part of this food safety world, being the administrative people or people working in a food industry, they can monitor the portion of information they're interested in and receive specific insights for their needs and tasks.
And now
I don't know if this was understandable and easy as the other part, but the question was a bit more difficult.
No, it was very understandable, and I have a follow-up question on this. You mentioned food safety actors. So I want to ask you, I see that the EFRA platform can bring a lot of value in the food supply chain. What kind of users you are targeting? So I assume food businesses, authorities, researchers, maybe all of them. So what are the main target groups of the platform?
Surely all the one you mentioned. I mean, I'm a company that produce something that, I don't know, as one of its ingredients is hazelnuts, for example. So you are interested to see and to monitor potential problems in that particular food supply chain. If you are working on the administration and regulatory field, instead you might be interested in other kind of insights and information. For example, from a scientific publication emerged that a certain quantity of this chemical component may be harmful, so invalidating some previous scientific knowledge, so they can update the law. Then there are the researchers themselves that can use this as a hub for accessing a huge amount of data for their specific research. And then other kind of user, I imagine, can be association, like user association group, consumer groups, and with different goal in mind. Everyone that is interested or can be impacted from food safety can be a happy user of the EFRA platform.
It's really impressive that EFRA tailors diverse needs of diverse users. Can you give us an example or a scenario showing how a user might benefit from using the platform in a real-world context?
Sure, and since I'm lazy, I will use one concrete example from the use cases of the project. Among the partners of the EFRA project, we have Moi Park, which is a company that breeds poultry and sells poultry. And for them, EFRA platform can be beneficial because they can integrate their own data coming from the sensor in their production line, or manual updates on the birth rate or mortality rate, their own data, with external data that can come from either food authorities, like there is an outbreak for salmonella in this region and they have a farm in that region, so that can impact, or other public data like weather or and this way they can enrich their own data with additional information and use this enriched data to mitigate a problem or make some change in their production line, depending on what's their goal.
Very strong example of how predictive analytics can support decision making. So now let's take a broader view. How do you see the EFRA platform creating added value for the food industry in terms of safety, efficiency, or innovation?
This is a tough question. And well, the example that I just provided is somehow a guideline on this can provide impact. To provide a bigger impact, I think the crucial key factor is the integration of as many actors, because this way you have different problems and different points of view and different kind of insights that you want to extract, and data, more interconnected data. And this also opens up for integrating data from different companies. Maybe you are a Moy Park that have farms where you breed poultry. Another user of the platform might be someone that produces the food that this poultry eats, and maybe they can find an agreement when they can share their data directly or in an indirect way. In EFRA we have tools for training AI model, preserving the privacy of the data. So I keep my data, you keep your data, and we build together a stronger model. And yeah, this is how I think it will impact.
Very impressive. We see a lot of potential here. One final question regarding the future. So, what steps are being taken to ensure that the platform will continue to be used and developed after the project ends? So, after this December 2025?
Yes, it's a great and important question, and it's something that we have to address in a complete way before the project ends, but we started thinking about it since the start of the project. And in fact, the one key point is the microservice approach. So small Lego pieces that can be changed. This way you ensure that the solution can be updated and can be remain updated to the technological innovations and changes during the years. Then also being aligned with the more general and greater research goals of the European Union, like this privacy preserving factor or the energy efficiency. This way it means that the product and the idea of the project can be find other founding mechanisms and proceed that way. And the third point, which I think is the strongest point, is that among the partners in the consortium there is Fudakai, which provides its services to in the market concretely already now. So having them to take care and be responsible of the aftermath of the project, I think by itself it's a very important part of the sustainability of this project.
That brings us to the end of today's episode. So thank you, Alessio, very much for all the valuable insights you shared today about the EFRA platform and how it aims to really transform the food safety across Europe.
Well, thanks, Urania, for inviting me here and giving me the opportunity to talk about this very interesting project.
Also, thank you all for being with us today in another episode of the EFRA podcast series. Stay tuned for us for the next episodes to deep dive into the components of the EFRA platform and also to explore more aspects of the project. Don't forget to follow us on social media and visit our website for more insights on AI and food safety. Let's make our food safer together. Stay tuned.